Alright, what's happening?
Good evening.
How we doing?
How are we all?
Aye, decent.
Meh.
It's fucking Wednesday. It's been ages since the Hearts game. Bored.
That is very true, mate. And I don't know why I've had the fucking wind knocked out my sails with the old cup draw, if I'm being honest with you. Anybody
I thought you were meaning
that.
Valentine's Day, mate. That was it.
Why? Well, aye, there was that day. I was going to say, we were going to podcast yesterday, and I was like, mate, we're really not doing ourselves any favours when folk like Hibs Twitter get on us and say that we're fucking sad virgins when all 5 of us free on fucking Valentine's night to talk shit about Hearts. I was like, to be fair, we're just fucking playing right into their hands.
It's fair enough, man.
Can't even argue it.
Nothing you can say about it,
Nah.
Nothing you can say. Ando, what's been happening?
Nah, man. I'll echo fucking everybody else's sentiments. Middle of the week. Just meh. It's just grey, isn't it? It's boring. Living for the weekend and the Gorgie on Sunday.
Well, the good news is that you're no coming on Sunday, so 3 points to Hearts on it.
Or am I?
No, you're not. I'm telling you.
Just saying, in the green room. Let's be all wanky about it. We're in the green room before the curtain went up there. I was talking about how good.
We're in a green room.
How good.
I
We'll call it a maroon room. Fuck it. Talking about how I do enjoy a Motherwell away day, but I won't be there. So I be 5-0 Hearts because I'm not there.
The good news is, Kev, that Motherwell, that have been on nothing but a slippery slope heading to the Championship, could not buy a win, have decided that they should win tonight in preparation for probably winning on Sunday. Brilliant, isn't it?
Aye, but you think sometimes you'll always get a bit of a roll out of a brand new manager. So that came this evening. So from that point of view, let's just get back to normal and put them in the Championship.
They've not got a brand new manager though, do they? No, they've got the boy off sports scene.
Which one? Neil McCann? Stuart? Which one have we gone with?
What did Tam call him earlier? Looked like who?
David
De
De
Gea.
Gea.
David. Okay. Fair enough. But no, fuck him. Let him have the job permanent because he's a shite as a manager. Fuck him.
No, there's a kiss to death.
There's a kiss
We're
to
all
death.
waiting for. Thanks for the kiss to death. We're all waiting on for fucking Sunday.
You're welcome, man.
Tam.
You're welcome.
What's been happening?
Not much. Just working. Kind of
Working.
quite like Friday night football.
Did you say it like that?
Working. I don't know, man. I don't really have anything
Well,
to say. Just
thanks
been
for
bored
turning
the
up,
last few
Tam.
days.
Well done.
Good,
Tam.
Tam, your usual contribution, and we're 6 minutes in. Even are we even 6 minutes in? I don't even know that.
Probably
Not
like
even.
2.5. It's a
As
record
always-
for me, though, to be fair.
Well, don't talk about your record for last night, Tam.
Whoa.
2.5 minutes. You were in the group chat bragging about that earlier. Whilst Wendy was in her group chat fucking slagging you. Obviously, thanks to everybody that joins us on YouTube. Tam, you'll keep an eye on YouTube and give us any questions and stuff as and when they come up. The usual part of this week, we've got Ando, you've got a Tam down. Kev,
Right.
or that. Tam, I've got a What Is He Foot. We'll go through them. We'll do some headlines for the week. We'll talk about the Scottish Cup, Friday night game, Hamilton, preview the game on Sunday, away to Motherwell, and then obviously talk all the shite in between. Sound good, boys?
Nothing I'd rather be doing on a Wednesday than that.
Exactly.
There you go.
Right. Will we start with a Tam down?
Okay, let's roll. Right. Nice and easy for this one. Or is it actually? No. I don't.
Or wait, actually, the people that are in YouTube don't answer until someone else answers, because Tam will just take the answers from YouTube and pretend that he got them right. So
I'm not
wait
looking.
until it.
I'm not looking, genuinely.
Of course you're not.
I'll send you
Of course you're not.
photographic evidence.
I think I can
Of
actually
course you're
just
not.
I can turn off the chat. But no, I'm not gonna do that. Right, chat. We trust you just to be good guys, right? And just stick it right up, Tam. Right. I kind of struggled for a topic because there's not exactly many riveting Hearts Motherwell games throughout history really that I could think of. So we've got Celtic coming up in the quarters of the Scottish, which we'll talk about later. What I want is for you guys to name all of the different Hearts goal scorers that have scored against Celtic in the last 10 years. Right? I was going to go back to the early 2000s, basically this century, since the year 2000, but there's too many and we would have been here all night. So there's a good few of them here. So Tam, this is definitely going to play into your strengths. There are 25 different goal scorers that have scored against Celtic in either the league or any of the cups. Competitive goals, 25 in the last 10 years, right? And you need to name them. So I'm going to give you a head start, Thomas, because I normally kick the shit out of you on these things. So you can go first this time.
Yay. Shankland.
I fucking go for the easy one first, Tam, right? Fair enough. The good spirit of the
I'm
game.
struggling, I might as well
Right.
start.
Corbett, you're next on my screen.
I'll bank the obscure ones first. Aaron McInnes.
Absolutely spot on. Kev, you're next.
Harry Cockring.
Harry. Yes, that's correct. Tam, back to you.
Kyle Lafferty.
Yes, that is obviously correct. Corbett.
Josh Ginnelly.
Yep, absolutely bang on. Kev.
Jamie Walker.
Yes. Tam.
David Milinkovic.
Yes, well done. Corbett.
Stephen Kingsley.
Yes. Kev.
Liam Boyce.
Absolutely correct. Oh, wait a minute. Where's
Aye.
Where I can't even read the alphabet. Right. Corbett. Sorry, back to Tam.
Oh,
Back
is
to
it?
Tam.
I was
My
hoping
bad,
you were
mate.
just skipping
My bad.
me.
Sorry, I apologise.
No, I'm going to get that wrong. Doesn't matter.
Good. I don't know.
Craig Halkett?
No.
Am I making it up? That was at Ibrox, actually, wasn't it? Doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Cool.
that's
So I
Rangers.
don't play there,
Rangers
mate.
play at Ibrox, buddy. Right,
I
Corbett.
know. No, that's why I just realised I fucked
Ryan Edwards.
Yes. Kev.
Shout.
Oh Christ, what's his name? Suter. John Suter. That wasn't the person I was thinking of earlier on.
Mr. John Suter, correct. Tam.
I'm really struggling here.
There's a good few to get still.
Callum
I'll
Patterson?
skip him anyway.
In the last 10 years, no.
Doing 10 years, but okay.
GMS.
Yes. Kev.
That was my one, you bastard. Peter Haring.
No.
Oh.
Tam.
I thought you had him.
Michael Smith, but I'm pulling at straws here.
No,
Clutch
Michael
at straws.
Smith. Right.
Scored about 4 goals in his
I
career.
started working for the BBC 10 years ago. Well, actually, I
No.
don't know when he retired. Oh, sorry.
Who?
Mike. Sorry, I don't know why
You
I
alright?
thought I had Michael Stewart in my head. Am I having a stroke or something? No, Michael Smith and Mikey Stewart are obviously not the same person, and none of them are on the list. Corbett.
Is it Adabola Dowda?
That's
Is that his name?
absolutely correct. I don't know if we've caused
Jesus.
an international incident by the pronunciation of that, but it's close enough, and you get the points. So,
That'll do.
Kev.
Connor Washington.
Correct. Tam.
Wanma.
No. Corbett.
Now we've got to just go through consolation goals.
I know.
The random people that have scored. He missed. No, he missed a sitter. That's what happened. The game. Did we beat Celtic 2-1? Brendan Rodgers' first ever game in Scotland, and it was Sinclair that scored with the last kick in Tony Watt missed a sitter. Have we already said the goal scorer in that game? It was Jamie Walker that scored that goal.
Walker scored that one, I'm sure.
Did you say? Have we said Jamie Walker?
Yeah.
I said him.
Right, okay. Sam Nicholson.
Yes, absolutely. Kev. Where's your other hand, Kev? I can't see it.
It was here.
Very good.
No, Velichka was more than 10 years ago, wasn't it?
Easy.
Yeah.
Aye.
So it was maybe it was 2011, 2012.
Gonna have to start helping you.
Naismith.
Oh, that was my next one, you bastard.
Thanks. Cheers, mate.
Stevie Naismith.
Yes.
He meant Gary.
No.
He meant Gary Naismith. Oh, did he not?
Stevie
Cool.
Naismith.
I knew that.
Hasn't he scored against Celtic? Tam.
Yeah.
Neither's Gary Naismith. He was 50-year-old 10 years ago.
I know, I was just taking him out. Yeah. I've Stephen McLean.
Corbett.
Did Christoph Berra score against Celtic?
He hasn't. No. If you need
Swinging a miss.
need a couple of hands.
No, wait.
Did
We don't need to add any honours yet.
Can I just go?
How many have we got left? How many have we got left?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 still to go. Tam, if you think you've got one, go for it. You could do with a point.
Did Sims not score another?
Yes, he did.
Like one of those stupid games that we just didn't try.
Aye, we went 1-0 up and then they beat us 3-1.
Mhm.
Aye.
Gavin Riley scored.
No. Well, when would he? No, he would have been.
It would have been after 2012. Like,
did what's his name? Earpods guy. Jake Mulroney score.
Jake Mulroney. Yeah, he sure did. There you go. Another one off the list.
Right.
Dead air is a crime. Come on.
No, trying to think of absolute jobbers that have played for Hearts that will have scored and would have made me angry.
how many have we got?
Did Calvert
4,
score?
5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, he did. We now have 7 left.
Oh, Hingme did score. Bozanic
He
scored
did.
against them, didn't he? Sure, he scored a
I'm
penalty.
just going for players Corbett hates. Does Don Cow score?
Christ almighty,
I'd
Exhausting
said
that.
Stevie
we'll be here,
McLean.
we'll
so
be
I
here till
thought
2 in the
I'd,
morning if it's players that Corbett hates.
What about Boozid? Have we said Boozid?
He's not on the list.
Not in the last 10 years.
Was he Oh, I fuck it, 10 years. Who am I thinking of then? Rossi.
No, he's not on it either. Right, I can start giving you clues, right? So, actually, I need to check this because let me just
You've
see.
not been marking them
Oh
up.
no! Wait a minute. I clearly don't have a grasp of mathematics. So this is from 2011-2012 season onwards. So that's
Alright, so
12
fucking
years.
Craig beat it, Rudy Scatcho.
Well done.
You just
Straight after
stole
that.
2 points off me, mate. Fuck's sake.
That's my fault for making an arse of that. I thought that was 10 years on my filter, but it's not. Right, okay, so Corbett's well out in the front. The only person that can draw level with him would be Kev. There are 4 points left to play for. Corbett on 10, Kev on 7, Tam on 4. Tam, if you could
Andy
get...
Driver.
No. Tam, if you could get any of these 4 and overtake Kev, we'll just not ask Kev back next week.
Jimmy Dunn?
What years are we talking now?
I can't be arsed with that. Right.
It's going to be though. It's going to be them, mate. David Templeton.
No. Right. There's Corbett, you only
Ian
need
Black.
one. You what, sorry?
Ian Black.
Stephen
Black.
Elliott.
Nah.
Stephen Elliott.
No.
I'm just going to keep saying names for that. For
Yeah,
that. You know,
I'll just tell you the other
till we
4
get-
'cause it's
till
pretty
we get
much
them.
over as a competition already, alright? So,
Is that Lucas?
no. Arnold Jim,
Aye.
Jason Holt,
Osman So.
Osman So, there you go.
Osman
That
So scored.
mathematically can't be caught now.
Wabin.
Nah, Ryan Stevo.
Wabin scored in the 2-2 game. Sure, he scored the penalty in that game that Osman So scored the free kick in the last minute, I think.
In a 2-2 draw. What day?
Wabin that scored.
In 2015-16
It
season.
was round about Boxing Day or something like that when when Osman So scored the
Sam
free
Nicholson.
kick in the 92nd. Was it Nicholson?
Sam
Was it?
Nicholson was the one that scored that goal.
Nicholson and
In my
Osman
head
So.
that Wabin scored
Aye.
a penalty against him.
Yeah, well, there we go. This probably clearly needs me to master the alphabet and mathematics, and also a calendar for the next time we do this. Because
It's fine. It made it fair for Tam. He at least had a fighting chance.
Even when I did get correct answers, I'm now getting told that I was looking at the chat, so these are all bastards.
Were you looking at the
that's
chat?
fair.
No, I wish I was. It might have been a bit more acceptable. How many points did I get?
I think you were looking.
I think you got 4, buddy. 4. Let me just check. Yeah, 4.
The Osman So one was the one where Scott Wilson was saying there's 4 minutes to be out.
Aye, that one.
I fucking hate Celtic. I hate it. I will take if Hearts knock Celtic at the quarter final. That'll be my cup final. That'll be better than anything else. That was like the semi final at Hampden when beating them was more satisfying than beating Hibs.
Oh,
as mental as that sounds.
100%. Like everybody knows where they were.
A last minute penalty. Neil Lennon's wee fucking bulldoze teeth greeting, tears and snotters, brilliant. You can't whack it. That was
Marvelous is the word for that.
Certainly is.
Right, Tam, here's your Z-Fooks or any chat or questions from the chat that we need to discuss so far.
Nah, they're all just saying I was cheating.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Right, Ando. We said Sims. 20 seconds later, he said Sims. Definitely cheating going on, and there is probably about 20 seconds of a buffer on this. So yeah, you're definitely cheating, Tam.
Can't find it. Right,
Mm-hmm.
he's a Z-Fooks.
Z-Fooks. Cool. So I can't really mind how we do this, but this player played from 2002 to 2020. So
Right. He
and
played
there's a bit
18
of-
years for
18
Hearts.
years?
Fuck me.
No, like in his
What a
full
career.
career.
What a career.
I'm not telling you the year he played for Hearts, but you can work it out. So, first team, Spurs, on loan to Carlisle, Swindon, Raith Rovers, Millwall, Dundee loan, St Mirren, Wycombe Wanderers, Motherwell, Hearts, Central Coast Mariners loan, Motherwell, St Johnstone, St Mirren, Greenock Morton.
John Sutton.
Exactly.
I'm absolutely in awe when you guys come out with this. I don't give a shit who they played for before or after. I just don't retain that knowledge. I'm shite at this game, so I'm
Mate,
I'm
My
just
thing
sitting one
becomes from how triggered I get from the players that we or the teams that we sign players from. That's how I remember. I remember being angry that we sign Elliot Freer for Forest Green Rovers and then go, oh my god, he's shite. Well, fucking no wonder. He played for fucking Forest Green Rovers. What did you expect?
Remember your days of moaning about the Van Rama keeper?
All of them. To be fair though, John Sutton was even more annoying because he was one of those sign-ins that you beg Hearts to make because he was scoring goals for fun in the league and then he came to Hearts and was utter shite. There you go.
All accurate.
Not like us to ruin a player, is it?
No.
Right, second one, 89 to 2010.
So I was like, what is going on tonight?
Well-
2020? Like, what?
2020.
Right, okay,
Everybody
I'm clearly
Good
wrecked
man,
without
fuck
even
you.
having a drink. Tam's having some sort of like fucking brain fart, or something's happening upstairs in his tiny little brain. Kev seems alright and Corbett seems alright. Maybe me and Tam should just fuck off, leave yous two to it.
Probably be a
Oh,
better
please don't.
podcast, to be fair.
I've got to work. I've got to talk to Kev all day.
I'm gonna have a drink now and try and straighten myself out, be normal. I think that's maybe what it is.
Mhm.
There we go.
Right, I'll kick us off.
Right, Thomas,
So,
continue.
OLS, Raman Palo, HJK, FC Copenhagen, Rangers, Charlton on loan, Hearts, Southampton, Fulham, Portsmouth.
Right, wait. You cut out loads there. I don't know if that happened for everybody else, but
I'll
I
do it
barely heard you. Right, so when's this? What's this time scale?
89 to 2020.
Fucking arsehole.
89 to 2020. Yep.
Yep. OLS, Rauman Palo, HJK, FC Copenhagen, Rangers, Charlton on loan, Hearts, Southampton, Fulham, Portsmouth.
Gordon Petric.
No.
Oh, healthy guess that.
Who the fuck did we sign direct for Rangers?
Gordon
Then he went-
Gordon
and after
Jury.
that went to Southampton.
He never played for Helsinki.
Rangers and Southampton. I thought that would be the giveaway.
The only ones I can think of, Rangers and Southampton, is Neil McCann. He definitely didn't play for any of those particular European clubs.
He never played for Rangers
And we got him
before
to
us.
Falkirk.
I think
Dundee or something like that.
the first 4 teams are
And in Niemi.
Scandinavian. Yes.
Ah, mother.
You know how I done that, Tam? I looked at the chat. Bit like you did. Bit like you did in the last one.
I was just about to say that. Is that how you got that? Because that's
Correct.
if that helps, I'll maybe start doing that.
Right.
At least, Tam, you mentioned Anthony Nemi and never went to the fucking
Did
joke
he say
that
it?
should not be spoken
It's
about.
actually going off in
So-
the chat at the moment.
Alan Patterson.
Oh, really? Well,
Alan
well,
Patterson, you're
that-
getting removed from the chat for this. I'm not even going to repeat it and give it the
Aye.
airtime.
Yeah, it's unacceptable.
Right.
It's unacceptable.
Final player. Good luck with these teams, I suppose. But what am I saying? 20 now.
What?
It's
What
going
are you
on.
about? Aye.
2000 to 2016. Right. Hearts, Cowden Beef on loan, Dunfermline, Queen of the South, Rafe Rovers, Queen of the South, Alloa Athletic. First 6 years at Hearts.
Right there again.
And that was 2000 to 2006 at Hearts. So Hearts with a loan at Cowden Beef,
Right.
Dunfermline, Queen of the South, Rafe Rovers, Queen of the South, and then Alloa Athletic to finish.
And he started playing in 2000.
Yeah,
Fuck.
I assume.
Like what, a bus driver now.
I'll tell you, he was a centre mid.
Jamie Hamill. As in, not the old
Nah.
baldy Jamie Hamill, Faco Malik, the other one. Joe Hamill, sorry.
Joe Ham. No, was a kind of baldy guy. Maybe I got that wrong.
No, it's not. I was going to say Neil McFarlane, but it was not Neil McFarlane.
He's Canadian anyway, wasn't he? He'd played for a team over there.
He actually played 89 league appearances
Actually,
for Hearts.
what am I
For
fucking
Hearts.
talking about? Neil McFarlane is not Canadian. That's Kevin McKenna.
Again, I
What?
just ignored you. I just ignored you. I left that for you. Just thought we'd gloss over it.
Boys,
old
I
famous
don't know. I don't know
Canadian
what's
Neil
the matter, man.
McFarlane.
I don't know what's the matter. That genuinely is my first drink of the night. Like, that's it. I'm that much doing.
Pat, that's going to annoy me. Right, say the teams again. He went to Cowden Beef after us.
No, he went on loan there in 2001. So I'm assuming
Right.
that's when Craig Levine been at Cowden Beef then. Maybe, doesn't matter. And then 2006 he went to Dunfermline. Queen of the South 2008. Rafe Rovers 2008
Oh,
as well.
he's a
2011 Queen of the South, and then Alloa 2012.
could be the person that got me chucked out of a bar in Cavos because I kicked a glass table over and smashed fuck at it after he scored an equaliser against Rangers and lived on that particular goal for about 3 seasons. Stephen Simmons,
Correct.
the only one I can think of that went to Dunfermline.
Well done to Colin Marshall
and
in the
then-
chat, who has put it in the chat just as you said it. So,
I didn't have YouTube open.
Who did you say it was?
Stephen
Stephen
Simmons.
Simmons.
I scored an equaliser against Rangers and I kicked a table over in Cavos and all the glass that was on the table smashed, but then also the glass table top itself smashed as well. I just sort of said to the boy at the bar, "Thanks very much, I'll leave now."
right.
So you didn't get chucked out, you just
No, I
walked
just left. It was
Yeah,
the
you-
safest
Of his own
option.
accord. And paid for the
Aye.
damage.
No, I didn't.
Shut up, paid
Shit-
for the damage. and
Shat
left.
your pants.
You should have just left it,
It
Kev.
was saying me.
Straight to
It
the
was the night
airport.
before-
Holidays over.
Well, it was the night before I left to head home anyway, so I just was like, "Nah, I'm not going to."
God, man.
I think Stephen Simmons is a Celtic rat as well. I'm pretty sure he is. I'm sure I've seen him on Twitter.
He does follow us
Keen
on
at the
Twitter,
hold.
to be fair.
Well, good if you're listening tonight and you are a Celtic rat.
Please
Get
confirm
up.
in the
If
chat.
not, I apologise.
Aye.
I'm pretty sure he is. I'm almost certain that he is.
The
I'm sure I've seen him before. It's upsetting.
correction to the previous thing. It wasn't Colin Marshall that mentioned it first. I'm now getting fucking chased down for this. So Jamie Charlton said Stephen Simmons first. So apologies, Jamie Charlton.
Okay.
There you
Is
go.
that how Kev said it?
Well done.
There's your 10 seconds of fame.
Well done. It's better, more than we deserve.
Exactly.
Considering we can't even say 2010.
2020.
2020.
Oh, fuck.
Right, let's talk about headlines for the week. So obviously, after Friday's Scottish Cup win, we've been drawn at home again to Celtic. What's your thoughts on it?
If I'm honest, I would rather small difference, right enough, but we don't really do well against Glasgow teams in Glasgow, especially Hampden. So I would rather, if we are gonna have to face them at some stage, I'd rather do it at home, at Tynecastle. Give them, like, we've had results and good performances against them recently. I think if we're going to do it, we can do it at home. However, that's not to say that I think we'll win. I would just think we've got more of a chance if we play them at Tynecastle. That's about all. That's the only silver lining I can find, really.
Kev, was the Andy Thorne game a Scottish Cup game?
No, it was a league. It was a League Cup game. Andy Thorne won, and it was after we got the 4 players sent off at Ibrox.
Aye, Ibrox. Aye.
I can mind that. It was class.
Aye, it was.
Are
What
you
was
sure?
League
Because
Cup?
there's no go to like extra time in that.
Did I 100% League Cup, mate? 100% because it was in round about
Oh,
September time.
aye,
the
that's.
game.
I thought you said the league. And I was like, no, fucking 100% went to like extra time.
No,
and
no,
I'm
League
sure
Cup.
it did.
It was also the day
Cool.
that Paolo Di Canio wore a pair of gold-coloured boots and couldn't actually kick a ball. He couldn't actually stand up. He just kept slipping all over the place. A pair of fucking ice skates he had on.
Another rat.
Aye, well,
Fair enough. Tam, what's your thoughts on it? I'm kind of in Kev and Ando's camp as well with the whole. You've got to play them. If you want to win the cup, you ultimately have to beat one of the Old Firm, and I'm 100% more confident, not to say that I think we'll win, that we would do it at Tynecastle than we would in Glasgow.
Exactly the same. First reaction was a bit like, fuck, that's a suit. But thinking about it sensibly, as you've just pointed out, going to have to play them. But it would have been nice to get one of those other jobber teams that shite and we could have had a wee day out. But
Well, the incentive has to be, as I tried to put into the group chat but typed with my toes for some random reason, is that if you knock Celtic out, then Ayr and Falkirk, one of them will be in the semi-final hat. So, you got to fancy your chances there. Obviously, Rangers are still kicking about or whatever, but, you put one of the Old Firm out, puts you in good stead for making it at least to the final and putting yourself a good chance to win the cup as well. Kev?
I just want to own up to something. On Monday night, I was fucking raging when I seen it was Hearts versus Celtic, and then realised it was actually the Women's Cup. And I was still then raging 5 minutes later when it came out as the fucking men's as well. I was like, get to fuck. Switched on the telly off, went and flipping made my dinner, and that was it. It was a fucking
You
grub.
flipping maniac. You
you
flipped
do
that
this
glass
last week as
table
well?
over, you maniac.
Flipping. We've used that
You
word
flipping
twice in the
maniac.
last month. We'll just cut that out right away.
Aye, I'd rather say cunt.
By the way, actually, we said that 3 times last week, and we never got demonetised, so it seems to be alright.
We still made £1.66.
£3.50, buddy, we made from last week. So
Yeah.
then not bad.
you didn't get a pint anymore, man.
Nah, that's true.
Fucking rolling.
I'll buy you
I
a
know the
pint.
shite you drink
Aye.
anyway. Your IPA pish.
Right.
Check shot wanker.
Question for Alan Patterson. Do you think, because one of my mates was talking to me about this yesterday, do you think we'll rest the players on the 8th when we play them in the league a few days before? I'll answer that first off and say, what's the fucking point? We tried that against Rangers last year, didn't we? And we got fucking pumped twice. So what's the point?
To be fair, you could play any team at Parkhead. You know the outcome.
No, destroyed.
And also, we're not speaking to Alan after his Anthony Emmy pish, so
that's right. Sorry,
we'll
Alan, you're banned.
We'll brush right over that. The positives are that surely we have to get the Gorgie Ultras a full stand. We've got to I don't think this game will sell it, right? I'll just put my cards on the table, right? I look at the quarter-final last year, chance to get to Hampden. We played St Mirren. Was it a Saturday night 7:45 kickoff or something like that?
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't it a sellout? You're going to get a full stand of them because of the way the cup works.
Yep.
Probably on the back of a defeat in Glasgow. There is no chance this game sells out. So, give the full Gorgie Lore or whatever, to the Ultras and at least try and give yourselves a chance of getting the line and getting a positive result.
Completely agree. I think it makes logical sense to give it a try now rather than wait till.
And Kev, you're there. And Kev, you were at the game on Friday night, and you watched on the telly. But the difference in atmosphere, home and away, when the Ultras away from home can get a section, can get the atmosphere going, versus at home where there's nobody basically, and they're all disjointed. That was the best away end I've been in for years at a Hearts game, and we were playing fucking Hamilton, bottom of the championship.
And you were with Shanks.
That's very true.
Out with, of course, the game at Easter Road in the cup. I think you're right. I think there's now actually also a bit of a sort of an agreement across those who were a little bit unsure about the Ultras and the way in which they were. We didn't want that kind of tag as such with the fans. But what they've done is they've got a really good songbook going, right? And there's no songs in it that you would go, "Oh, didn't he be singing that?" or "Didn't he be singing this?" Everything is clearly designed to lift the players on the park. We're singing songs about both current and ex-players. That is a massive plus point as far as I'm concerned. And what you're now starting to see is others getting involved in it. And the others that are getting involved in it just make that whole end become a lift for the players in the park. Because there was different points of that game on Friday night where we were a bit flat, but then the fans actually got the team going again. We had a little bit of a bad spell at the start of the second half, and again, fans got behind them, led them, and with that, it's a great way of promoting what we want to do in the cup game. So yeah, why the hell not?
Aye, and it's no coincidence, Tam, now that actually almost every interview that you get with Robbie or the players, they all mention the fans, the away back in and what it's like and all that sort of stuff. So it's clearly making a difference for them too.
Absolutely. And you can see them, even the wee videos that come out, or what was that example we seen the other day, Xander Clark's Instagram with a fucking scooter song on it. They clearly listen to enjoying it. And Humphreys must not even want to even think about going back to Wigan if that's the reception he's getting every night.
That is my favourite thing about Twitter right now, is every video at Hearts Post has X amount of Wigan fans just quote retweeting it saying, "There's fucking no chance he comes back to play at Wigan when you've got that in the away end or whatever." So I'm with you all for it. Well, we've got nothing else to lose. I spoke to the club about this the other day. I said, ask any Hearts fan now, would they prefer the Gorgie suite to be filled with Hearts fans and the Gorgie lower to be filled with Hearts fans, or would they prefer hospitality to be filled with Celtic fans in suits sitting in the Hearts end watching a game? Because that's what hospitality is on these things. It'll sell out for Celtic fans that can't get Celtic end tickets. Yep. Tell you that 100% they don't want Celtic fans in the stand. So get to the Ultras, why not? It's a one-off game. It's the opportunity to get to Hampden. Just fucking go for it. And if folk kick off in the nicest way possible, fuck them. Yeah. All right. They've got their season tickets. They're there in the league. It's a one-off game. The team's more important than them sitting there for 47 years or whatever the fuck it is.
And it's one of them as well. Is we don't need the money, if that makes sense. It's it's just fucking stop it. Like, I know, like, you didn't want to just be flippant about it and say that, yeah, okay, fuck it, it's money, we may as well just shove it at the door. But for that one game, fuck it, why not? You have to maximise your potential, and the way you do it is by doing exactly what you've just said. Fuck the cash for that one game.
As you say about the money as well, though, you've got more of a chance doing that and getting behind the players, and then having a semi-final with the money.
There you go.
You make for that.
Exactly,
So
you make more.
Yep. If you price tickets the right way as well, do you know what I mean? If you price tickets the right way, you've said there about not selling out, and I get where you're coming from, but if you price it in the right way, that it becomes appealing to fans to actually go along to the game, and we don't know yet what time kickoff's at, do we?
No, they've not confirmed the TV package for it yet, so the BBC and Viaplay will have to.
Rugby's on in it.
Oh,
on the Sunday,
the rugby's on the
Sunday,
so it's going to almost certainly be Saturday.
A Saturday early game,
unless we get like a fucking Monday night kickoff or something like that, something daft like that, depending on what the TV slots are. But you're right. I think we go for it. It's one of those things that you've seen it with the Rangers game as well, that because of the results the last wee while in these matches, I don't even think if you priced it competitively, I just don't think folk will come. Folk don't like to watch their team get beaten. And right now, where we are, fans don't want to sit and listen to 4,000 away fans sing about the IRA. They just don't. Like, it's 2023. Like, they're not going to sit there and listen to the crap that goes on in the away end, which it undoubtedly will. So they'll avoid it. And I think Hearts have to do something that can engage folk to get into the stadium and get behind the team, because it's the best chance that we have of getting to Hampden, and that's decent. My last thing would be to about like pyro, and that looks class, and we all think it looks class, right? But for where we are right now, you're doing more damage to the opportunity to get an ultra section by chucking it, because it gets the club in trouble, they get fined, etc., etc. I'm not condoning it, but just didn't chuck it. It's fucking stupid. Like, and again, see on Friday, Kev, we were there, right? You know it's a plastic pitch. They're no bombs, they're no grenades. Pick it fucking up and put it to the side of the pitch. Don't let it burn a big stupid hole in your pitch. What do you think it's going to do?
Get a plastic sandbag and a fucking grabber. That's what you really need. It was like the most pitiful thing in the world. And there was the one that got me was the one where the guy was like kicking off. He must have been some sort of stadium fucking guy for Hamilton. And he was down at the bottom taking fucking photographs of it and everything else. You're like, get a grip, mate. Just pick it up and move it off.
Mate, at one point at half time, a lady came out with a bucket and a sponge and washed the grass. And I was like,
no.
I was like, surely you can't have a bigger indication that get rid of this shite than a woman having to come out and clean the plastic grass. But it was like, they chucked them on. It's a smoke bomb. It's not a flare. You can pick it up and move it to the side, and it doesn't damage your pitch. It doesn't stain it. Doesn't burn it. But like you said, Kev, I know what'll help. What'll stop the plastic pitch burning is to run and throw a plastic bag on top of it. That'll definitely fix it. So, that was funny. Right, other things, Ando, it looks like Peter Haring, we may actually see back playing football again after 3 months.
Wow. That's a bit shocking. I hadn't seen that reported anywhere right enough, but I've not had my finger on the pulse since the weekend. I don't know what to think about that, to be honest. I think he's going to be. Is it 3 months since he last kicked a ball?
October.
October, right?
That's mental. That. So like I don't know like how prepped he is and whatever, but I think if you're well up on Sunday morning or Sunday afternoon against Motherwell, bring him on for a few minutes if he's able. Why not? We've only got the lad really until the end of the season, I think. Is that right? Because he signed a 1-year extension, and I'll be honest, I don't think I'm probably one of these guys that unfortunately might not get a renewal, but that's what it is. The
good news is as well, Tam, is the fact that whatever was keeping him out, it's like hopefully he's all right, because 3 months for a head knock's pretty serious stuff. Like,
yeah, that's the main thing. It was concerning, to be honest, because when you think concussion and all the news about surrounding concussions and different sports at the moment,
the long-term damage.
Yeah, exactly.
Aye.
It's certainly worrying. So you'd rather be more cautious on these occasions.
We seem to be getting concussions every week. Like,
Yeah,
Halliday's just coming back
well,
for a concussion, isn't he? Kingsley had a concussion.
Halliday's was because of his hair transplant, though. I think it was just tender heat.
But Halliday did get hit in the heat like twice in 2 games or something. Didn't he?
It was, yeah.
Still not any sense in him.
No, that's very true. Last thing we'll just touch on quickly there, Kev. The only other thing I seen really that tickled my fancy this week in the World of Hearts was obviously Robbie's comments today, potentially, in the press, about Cool and the fact that, you know, he's not starting every single game, etc. He kind of just said that there'll be games he'll come on for 10, 15 minutes. There'll be games he could potentially start, but he's here to learn, he's here to develop, and he needs to, you know, basically be patient and wait his turn. Any thoughts on any of that stuff?
Well, again, I agree with it. You don't know you know perfectly well that there's a lot of loan deals are made, and from the owning club, there is usually terms and conditions of he has to play this amount of games or he needs to play that amount of minutes or whatever. I don't know what the agreement has been between the two clubs. What it would appear is we've said, you know, he can come here, we'll get him into a British culture as such. We'll give him game time, but we're not going to be starting him week in, week out. And so far, I think Robbie's right in his positioning of not starting him. Yes, there's been a lot of flashes. The ball through to Humphreys, and how Humphreys missed that shot at the end of the Hingme game is beyond me still. So there has been a lot of flashes, but he's definitely not, from my point of view, in the starting 11 week in, week out at this time. He needs a lot more game time, and we were talking in the Maroon Room earlier on. He needs to put on a wee bit of muscle about him and get a bit more strength about, because you don't really get the time on the ball here in Scotland.
If you ever badmouth Humphreys again, I'll slap you. I love Stephen Humphreys.
Well,
that's fine, but he still should
climb over
missed
me
it.
to do it. I'll hit him first.
Still should have missed it.
He's reaching Stephen Boyack territory for me, because I fucking loved Stephen Boyack and I love Stephen Humphreys. It's pretty
really
much,
comparative.
Pretty much everything. What was guys? You what?
They're so comparative there.
What are you saying about Stephen Boyack, Tam?
Just
Tam can't
Right,
even
shut
Boyack.
up, man. Just
Humphreys
shut up.
couldn't lace his boots, is what I'm saying.
I'm driving up to
this
fight
wee
you.
bit here. We'll end this wee bit just to say, obviously, thanks to everybody that's bought the merch, obviously, on the store now or whatever. We sold for about 130 zippies or something, the Henry Smith zippy, which is class. We've actually been speaking to Henry Smith's daughter. We're sending Henry Smith a zippy. He loves it. He's buzzing off it. So that's class. They are all made to order, so it will be between 3 and 4 weeks for you to get them. So just bear with us. Right. Before we move on to reviewing or previewing games or whatever, Tam, anything that we need to discuss for the comments? Or is it just folk slagging it?
Not really. Just chatting about what we're talking about, to be honest. Nothing to note. But if you've got any questions, let us know. Aye, carry on.
I like there's a point from Will Stewart. Corbett, I'm still preparing my Nielsen out speech, but I'm struggling to think. Help us out. So there you go, Corbett. It's lined up for you, mate.
Aye, we'll need to wait. We'll need to wait. The plane is very much grounded. The bed sheets are on the bed. We'll wait and see. When we get beat off Celtic, Willie, we'll get together and we'll get them out. Don't worry. We'll have plenty of ammunition then. Right, we'll talk about Friday. Hamilton. Kev, don't know about, obviously, Tam and Andrew might have a different perspective of it, but I was coming back on the bus, reading Twitter. I was like, why is everybody so arsey about this game? It felt like a training match. I never felt like Hearts really ever were in any real trouble. I thought we were sloppy in the second half compared to how controlled we were in the first, but a couple of scaffed efforts for the edge of the box was all really Hamilton had to offer. I've never really felt under any pressure.
No, we were never under any pressure. Yeah, we had 10-15 minutes, as you say, of sloppiness in the second half. But I think the expectation level from us as an actual fan base was probably quite high. believing that we probably should have taken 3, 4, maybe even 5 off them. And the fact that you're coming away just with a 2-0 victory, I think, is where a lot of the comments came from. It was, as far as I was concerned, and I said this to my dad on Friday night, when you're talking about cup games, 1-0's fine, 2-1's fine, as long as your name is in the next round of the cup. That's all you ask for. Scoring 5 doesn't mean that you are buying the next round. It just means that you're through the same as. So, yeah, as far as I was concerned, it was never out of second gear, and from that point of view, never troubled in really any way, shape, or form.
And I think, Tam, as well, it's one of the things that's starting to grow on me a wee bit as a frustration is that, like, I get we have to have arrogance, and I like some of the arrogance that we've got, especially with the bullishness for Robbie and stuff, but a Friday night, pissing with rain, shite pitch, it's at Hamilton, hammer throws, jobbies, they were always going to have a spell. Every team you play against has a 10-minute spell, etc. It's about managing that 10-minute spell. I think we were disrupted with the Grant injury. I think that kind of made folk think, we are playing on plastic. The last thing we need to hear is injuries. We shuffled the pack, and it took us maybe 10 minutes to get back into our stride. But you watched it on the telly. What was your thoughts?
To be honest, I was roughly the same. First half was scoosh, like they just didn't. Hamilton were even near them at all. I thought, on the note of Grant, I thought Grant had a really good game, actually, to be fair, and it was good to see him step up when he gets a chance for a start. I think you're right, though. They were always going to, it was halftime was always going to mean they would pick up their game a bit, and then bringing Alan Forrest on in centre midfield was a bit a weird one. No sure about that. Thankfully, that got changed quite quickly. But it was just the way football games go. We were never going to get beat. It was fairly comfortable. To be honest, we should have probably been more than 1 up at halftime. So that's maybe where some frustration was. But next round, move on.
And look, that's the old football adage and cliche, Kev, right? Is that we've been to Ross County and won. We've been to St Johnstone and won. We've been to Motherwell and won. We've been to Easter Road and won. We've been to Hamilton and won. We've been to St Mirren and no lost. We've been to Dundee United and no lost. Like, how much more things do we have to get right and turn around? We can't win every single game, right? It's not going to happen. We're no good enough to do that. Don't do that in the league. So it's about managing expectations, isn't it?
It is, and I like the fact that you've asked me that question. It maybe should be us asking you that question in regards to setting expectations and no jumping on a bandwagon and absolutely slaying the players. Usually sometimes even 8-10 minutes into a game, Corbett. So yeah, no.
Well, when you become the host of this shite show, you can put me on the spot.
That's it. Just shirking responsibility. I like it. No, I mean, there is an element of confidence about the team. We out with the games against both Celtic and Rangers in the league anyway. We've got into a habit of picking up points, and let's be truthfully honest, the games that we've picked up points in, we've still not actually played brilliantly. We've not played that well, and we're collecting points. And let's be honest, that's all we ask for. There's been enough occasions where we've played shite and no picked up anything, or we've played decent and picked up fuck all. So from that point of view, we know we've just got to be we've got to be sort of content with where we are, and we've got to just continue on this, what seems to be anyway a good run, and let's hope that this weekend is going to kill it. Or because
exactly. And look, I think there's points in the first half where it was, but in fact, loads of points in the game. It felt like a training exercise. If again, it's that you don't want to say lacking that cutting edge, because we do seem to score quite a lot of goals, and we are scoring goals. But again, it's like the Aberdeen game. I still feel like Sunday is going to get battered, like properly battered by Hearts, because Humphreys could have scored in 40 seconds on Friday night. Then he had his volley over the bar. Then you had his header. You had was it Kingsley put it past the post? Someone was at the back post, could have potentially tapped it in. James Hill flashed one across the face of the goal, etc. Like, if these are all decent half chances, like I still feel like we have a scudding for someone in the locker. Like I can feel it brewing. Like
also got to remember. Sorry, we've also got to remember our best.
Since you've got to remember,
our best goal scorer was Dane the Telly.
You understand the reasons for that, though?
Aye,
good. Right, okay.
But you're right, and again, it's the strength and depth of the squad is where we are, when it. So it was decent. I thought Devlin had a good cameo when he came on. I actually quite like the movement Oda, to be honest with you. I think when he gets up to speed with what's happening and stuff, I think he'll be pretty good for Hearts, if I'm being honest with you. I like his mobileness. He runs the channels all the time. The thing I like the most about him is every single time he gets the ball, he looks to go towards the opposition goal, which I like. Sometimes our frustrations come from Mackay and Gino and Forrest and stuff, is that they'll take a touch and automatically kind of drift inside, but drift towards our goal. Pick a safer pass and stuff. I quite like that. He seems quite direct, which is quite good. And he obviously played his part in the Devlin goal as well, Kev.
Fun Friday night from my point of view was Gallagher coming off the bench and screaming up into the stands to get the interpreter to come down to explain to Oda what he wanted, or what Robbie wanted him to do. And the wee laddie was like running down the stairs and nearly slipped and fell on his arse. Whatever he told him, it definitely worked, because he came on and looked lively. When he was taking the ball, always wanted to take the ball forward, which we all know can be frustrating with regards to certain players at Tynecastle, and go backwards on a number of occasions. But he does look like he wants to go forward, and as you rightly say, once he's actually up to speed, once he knows a little bit more about the game and the way in which we play, fingers crossed we can definitely get a lot out of him.
I like his. Oh, sorry.
No,
I was going to say the one thing that I have noticed about him. I think he obviously he's still yet to get a goal or whatever, but and that will come in time. But see his reactions to things, right? Like, so you maybe guilty of having players in the past that take a while to get like going. Like somebody's used the phrase before, like towing a caravan. His like turn of pace and change of direction is super sharp. I think as soon as he gets sort of more experience of I suppose the system and how we actually play, because he's only 3 or 4 games deep really, isn't he? It's still very early. But see, once he hooks that all up, he'll be an absolute fucking live wire, because he can change direction and set off running like that, like super fast. And I think it's probably quicker than anyone else we've got in that sense.
Aye. And then another goal on his left foot, Tam, for Stephen Humphreys. I'm almost certain he's left-footed, but he keeps telling everybody that he's right-footed. But he has to be the number one priority, doesn't he, for whatever we do transfer-wise in the summer.
Absolutely. I'm sure you would hope there is work going on in the background, to be fair, but don't know how much. He's got a year left, right? So Wigan would need some sort of monetary value for him, but who knows?
Well, if we can get and secure European football again,
that's a massive
if Hearts want
draw.
to be, if Hearts want to be, if Hearts have got 2 options, right? We can filter into the Derek McInnes's Aberdeen team, right? Which was finish where you need to be, get Europe every season, win fuck all, play shite football, or we can try and become Celtic, Rangers, Hearts, right? So go, if it's £1 million, go spend £1 million, because we know we get return on it. We know we'll make money. We know he scores goals. So go spend the money and act like a big team. Start building things. We're making money if we get European football. You got to speculate to accumulate all that sort of stuff. So go spend the money, because that's Ellis Sims and now Humphreys, where we've clearly got a good eye for identifying guys for down south that we can bring in and make an impact. So you've got to utilise that, because if he comes in and scores goals in Europe, he could make us millions of pounds. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's got to be the priority for me.
Even from his point of view as well, like Wigan are in the drop zone of the Championship. It's likely probably one of the favourites to go down, along with Huddersfield and Blackpool. And then there's like, is he really going to want to rejoin them? Like, again, it's not up to him. Them and Wigan can still command a transfer fee, but if they're getting relegated, like, going into League One, there's not a lot of money there. They'll be in a situation where they have to take whatever we potentially offer them. So it kind of, the way the season is going, it kind of plays into our hands. If we finish strong and secure Europe, he'll want to stay at us. Wigan will be in League One. He's not going to want to go there. Fucking.
No one wants to live in Wigan.
That's a shithole.
Stay and live in Wigan. Exactly. Play at a sports centre or live in the capital of Scotland and play in Europe. Come on. Do the right thing, Humps. Do it. Get up the road. That's what needs to happen. So that was pretty decent. I thought all round again, I thought atmosphere, like I said at the start, was the best. One of the best away ends we've been in for ages, considering that we're playing Hamilton, considering that it was the 5th round of the Scottish Cup or whatever on TV. I thought it was bouncing. I knew it was going to be a good night, right? Walked into the pub, scooter on the fucking jukebox. There was, I don't know why, but there was like fucking salt and pepper Yorkshire puddings fired about all the flair of the pub. The two top boys and the Ultras had a roll about on the ground fighting each other. They were now best pals again. There was 2 double-decker buses almost, they fucking random Rajis went through to the game. We came home with somebody dangling off the roof upside down. I was like, what I do? This is absolute class. This is exactly what you want. At one point, we almost crashed on the motorway. About 80 folk went flying through the windscreen nearly. But my favourite thing was, we pumped the brakes on, right? And everybody that was standing in the aisle decked it, beer everywhere. But as I turned to see if everybody was all right, there was somebody in the toilet who must have went forward, smashed their face off the wall, then went back with the recoil, flew through the door,
cock in hand. Right.
Name and shame.
On the back,
was it Shanks?
And he was like that.
Name and shame.
No, wasn't it Shanks? And he was like that. Just, you could just see in his face, he was like, what the fuck is going on? He was like so startled. It was brilliant. Speaking of Shanks, we were Shanks was sitting, somebody was getting a tattoo, so Shanks was fucking, he's like starting giving his lectures on tattoos and all that sort of stuff. But there was a guy standing in the aisle that was like leaning over like that, talking to somebody, and Shanks kept leaning over and nipping the inside of his ear. I'm like, in there, right? And I could see the guy was getting proper wound up. One, I'm thinking to myself, how the fuck did Shanks know him? Like, Shanky here and a couple of folk through association. Then I was like, I've no idea what he's doing, but he's winding him up. And then eventually the boy kind of turned round to be like, what the fuck you doing? But before he could even say what the fuck you doing, Shanks realised, I didn't actually know who you are. You're the wrong guy. So like,
fucking hell.
Just instantly was like, oh mate, I thought you were somebody else. The guy must have woke up and started covered in bruises because he did it for about 10 minutes straight. I was like, oh fucking hell. And Shanks was starting Viva Kujabi and everything on the bus, so Shanks
when he does that. The guys that sit in front of us in Wheatfield G, I don't know if you listen or whatever, right? But I constantly feel the need to almost apologise for him whenever he's had a bevy. There's one young guy in particular that sits in front of us. He always tries to give him a wet willy. It's like, give the old lick of the finger and then jam it in his ear. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, man? It's like, you're not 10-year-old. This isn't primary school. Fucking grow up. But anyway, I'll leave that for another time. Wait till he's back on to properly assassinate him. It doesn't feel right doing it when he's not here.
We can discuss it when he's back on. Yeah. Right, anything else?
How good is it, by the way? How good is it just seeing Aberdeen and Hibs fans getting triggered when Hearts take loads of fans?
It's my new favourite thing. My favourite thing is when people reply to things to say that you're rattled, to say, haha, you're rattled. Like, sound. Good comeback, mate. It's literally like you call somebody in the playground, you're a dick. No, you're right. Cool. Thanks. You've really put me in my place. Like when we tweet, I went on the Scottish football away days, and it was like apparently the crowd that we took to Hamilton on Fridays, the biggest away crowd that's ever been there or whatever, and it was filled with sheep saying it's 13.7 miles for Edinburgh or something, or it was like other folk were like Hibs fans were quote tweeting pictures for when they played Motherwell, weirdly, in the fifth round of the Scottish Cup last season to say levels or whatever. I was like, what? The fuck are you still? What is that got to do with it? Like, it's a random game for a season that's not even now to say, oh, this is what you took versus what we took to a different stadium on a different day against a different team. Sound, mate. So but it is fun. I'm enjoying winding people up.
See, when it comes to dick measuring against those fuckers, right? And the Hibs and Aberdeen, let just count who goes to Hampden, count who's been there the most amount of times, sit on that and fucking swing round, wanks.
Well, again, I've told you before, arguing about who's got the biggest micro dick is no argument to be had. No one comes out of that argument looking good. Do you know what I mean? You got 350 years plus of football history between the three clubs, and we've got 4 league titles each. It doesn't matter. You're arguing over quarter of an inch. No one comes out looking good here. Let's just leave it. Let's just move on.
Yeah, but we're still the best though, so fuck them. That's all I'm saying.
To be fair, I won't lie, I'm buzzing that Darvel got pumped out. Did you see that fucking pre-match Live, Laugh, Love speech?
The what?
Honestly,
No.
he must be the worst cunt in football. Like, I'm going to
Cheers,
call
Cam.
it.
Who's
I
this?
bet you,
The
Darvel
Darvel
manager.
Right.
He's like your auntie on Facebook. Like, he
Mate, it
would
was so
put up
bad.
a
So he
minion
did
meme
one.
or something like that.
Aye,
Way
he did
back.
like the first. He did the first one and let like the BBC in when they beat Aberdeen to listen to his team talk,
Right.
and it went like viral with like Moz on Facebook being like, "Oh my god, this guy's amazing," and then he like did it again and he was calling them like soldiers of love and all that sort of stuff, and I'm like, mate, get this in there for exactly, mate.
I'm going to
Exactly. Especially when he's famous for handing out the Kios. That's his job. Like he's like fucking Lanarkshire's biggest fucking Kio dealer. And he's talking about Live, Laugh, Love. Allegedly. Didn't get me shut down.
Amazing.
But it was fucking cringing. I was buzzing to see Falkirk pump them because I hate shit like that. Utter shit. Right. Motherwell, Tam. Do we just stage or what? Is there anything in the chat that we need to chat about?
No, really. No, any questions or anything that really cover. Oh, good.
Tam, last week you said the chat in the comments was fire and we'd missed loads of decent things to talk about. And this week, you haven't got a fucking single thing.
They're just
Tam,
talking along with us.
and-
There's not much to really say.
Tam, right? I've got a lot of shit and stuff that I need to monitor here because like I can't have my eyes on the chat. This is the first week that you've been in charge of it and you've royally fucked it. I've been giving it a glance every so often.
Kev's also looking. Kev, you got anything to bring up?
Kev's only looking for the answers to bloody quizzes.
that was an hour ago.
Exactly.
Aye, but
There's
No,
not
no,
much
but
you like.
interesting.
still try and wangle it in to be like, oh, actually, see when you were talking about the Celtic games, I remember Osman So scored in the 98th minute. No bother, mate. Right, cool. We'll just do predictions for Motherwell. We might as well.
Here is a question if you want it. Will
Right, go for
Gordon get his spot back when he comes back?
Oh,
Well, that's a good
thing to
thing to talk about
Yeah.
because Xander Clark got 6 clean sheets out of 10 games or something like that.
About
Something's impressive
that,
like
yeah.
that.
I'll have to go and check, but yeah, it'd be a bit that.
But to be fair, like do I want to see Craig Gordon in a Hearts jersey again? Absolutely. He deserves a send off. He shouldn't leave and sign off his footballing career on the back of that tackle. So yes, I'd love to see him back in a Hearts jersey. Would Craig Gordon? I would bet my life that the happiest person on planet Earth right now to see Xander Clark doing amazing will be Craig Gordon.
Correct.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, I think that's
Yep.
exactly. That'll be exactly what he wants. You know what he's like. He would have, if Hearts were struggling and the keeper was the reason behind it, he'd be fucking double gym sessions trying to get back because he wouldn't want to leave the club like that. So, but Xander Clark has been amazing. Like, genuinely has been amazing. I don't know if you can pay him any bigger a compliment than saying that we haven't missed Gordon. So
Definitely.
I think he's been superb, Xander Clark. I don't see Gordon making it back this season, obviously. I would like to see him back, but Xander Clark has been phenomenal for me.
Aye, and it's the natural progression as well, isn't it? It's like, let's be honest, I think now that we have like a sort of ready and willing replacement that is actually fucking good, then I think Gordon maybe won't feel the pressure to put his his health on the line and sign an extension, or even go beyond this season. So Xander Clark, clap, well done, absolutely fucking marvellous. But aye, as soon as Gordon's able to probably let him see it the rest of this season, then I think it's after that it's probably done, isn't it? And then you've got Xander Clark just takes the reins going forward from next season as the actual number one. That's how I see it playing out anyway.
That would be the way I would see it as well, which is decent. Right, we'll just go around then with our predictions for the game on Sunday. So, Tam, what is your prediction for Motherwell versus Hearts on Sunday?
1-1.
Is this game on the TV?
It is. It's on Sky.
12 o'clock kickoff. That's
what a shittery game. Why would you put that on Sky? Why would you put that on Sky? Ando?
I don't know. I'm been trying to figure this one out. I think we'll win by the odd goal. I think it'll be 1-0 or 2-1.
Hello. Kev?
Because Xander has had a number of clean sheets, I'll go for 1-0.
Hearts on Motherwell.
Aye. Everybody else has just called him Xander as well. Tam, you daft prick.
Two questions there, Kev. Did you say 1-0 Hearts or 1-0 Motherwell?
1-0 Hearts.
Right, okay. I'm feeling a Desmond. I'm feeling a 2-2. I'm feeling a 2-2 brewing. So, there we go. Right, boys, anything else you want to talk shit about?
Luke James has asked Ando's thoughts on the Super Bowl.
No, Luke James, don't you ever bring that up ever again.
He did say just to trigger Corbett, so...
Mate, did you know what annoyed me, Ando? See, the other day we were talking about trying to get the merch launched, and then you were like, yes. Oh, I'm out. I was like, oh, good on him, like out on a Sunday night or whatever it is. I was like, fair play to him. And then I was in my bed or something, and I was looking through Twitter, and I was like, "Damn, fucking Super Bowl's on! He's patching my merch, so you can watch the fucking Super Bowl."
Nah, well, you know how much I've seen it. I genuinely, I've seen the whole thing now, but at the time, live, I maybe seen 25 minutes of it before I fell asleep on the couch, and that was me fucked. I woke up at 1 o'clock in the morning. I was like, no, this is it. I wait in my bed. So you want? Did anyone
minutes? What's that?
You want patch?
The 8th and down or something? Shite.
Shut your fucking hole. I went and stick your plectrum up your arse, you ban geek wee wank that you are.
That's where I'm going. Me and Dunk are going to write more masterpieces for the Gorgie Ultras album that's coming in 2024.
Kim, what you really need to spend your it still pissed me off. Sort that fucking photo behind you, man.
No,
it really
it's staying now to trigger everybody because it also annoys me, but it's staying how it is. Right, boys, we'll probably do this Sunday night after the game, depending on how things go and if we make it back for Motherwell. Shanks was at me to come along.
Super Bowl on, so fuck it. I'll be on.
So there we go. Fantastic. Right, lads. Thanks to everybody on YouTube. As always, thanks for joining in, and we'll see you all in the next one. All right.
Catch you up, son.
See you later.
Bye.
Gorgero.